Welcome to the minefields, as in everyone's mining.
Oh, I get it.
Yes.
That's some serious sky pollution right there.
That's some serious every pollution, considering what we know Eggman's going to be doing with this.
That's a good point. This is all the oil he mines from here. Is the ocean mined oil, or is it oil that's like pouring into it?
We never find out, actually.
Because I'd say the oil from here is being used at Oil Ocean.
Tails, for the love of... Yeah, whatever, fine, I guess I'm going this way. That happens a lot, so when you're going with Tails, make sure you're not against the edge while you're flying up, or else he'll just go up and you'll get buckus. Unfortunately, this is the worst stage in the game.
I mean, at least it comes early.
Well, no, because you can play any stage in any order.
Oh yeah.
But the problem number one are these beetles. Front-facing, they will make a ball that will hurt you, meaning that you almost always have to come to a complete stop whenever they're there. See? You're almost never fast enough to just jump and attack them. I think I managed to get one early in the stage before it like produces the ball, but you know that's a rarity. You're not going to do that a lot. Man, though, with all of this, just no wonder Eggman's able to fund all of his stuff.
I mean, how does he fund this?
Well, I'm sure he's very good at building. Well, the thing is that Sonic Battle actually talks about where he gets some of his funding. And it's weird how just like that game of all things is like the one game where that is actually addressed. Eggman makes battle robots. And basically gives them to shady people on the market for high prices. So, for example, the owner of a nightclub in Sonic Battle has a battle robot made by Eggman, and he makes mass-produced models for this very occasion. And in Sonic Riders, which as I said, I consider another universe, he's secretly the CEO of the biggest tech company in the world. So that makes sense. Of course, it's weird how they don't do anything about that afterwards, but by that time the game is over, I guess. Also, this is a trick to getting through these places safely. Because Tails only has a limited number of hops upward. You spin dash, jump off to get some horizontal distance, then you do it at the last possible moment.
Alright, so they're just making the most of your area tactics.
Yep. Of course, when I say last possible moment, I don't mean right before you hit the ground, because like I said, usually these platforms are high enough that you need to have some level of verticality to it. Which special stage is this again? I think it's 6. Wait, is this... Which one? No, it was 7 that was the horrible one. But though I do have memories of doing this over and over. So, which one is... No, this one... Am I mixing it up? We'll see in the second part. The second part is where something horrible happens. We'll see. Well, I mean, this is right now.
No, wouldn't this be...
Wait.
There's only 2... This is the 3rd episode. 2 acts... No, yeah, this is... Never mind.
This is all... I think this is coming back to me. This is where Is this the one with the whole, like, plethora of unfair... Okay, there we go.
I think this might be 7.
No, it's not. Wait. No, it's... Wait, yeah, holy crap. Wait, yes, this thing. You have to get it. Just like you have to boost in such a way that the thing you have around the tether you have. I thought that 329 was enough because I forgot the number. But it wasn't. So yeah, it's 7. Just
At least you got an extra life.
that one part specifically is so finicky. It's so stupid. It's horrible. It's absolutely, yeah, like, you might look at it now and be all like, oh hey, you just need to boost, use your boost and then go and go and just like and hold left. No, it's not that simple. You have to actually play the game to realize how horribly precise that thing is. And the thing is that the boost isn't, the mechanics or the physics of that aren't well defined. You won't exactly know how things are going to go when you try. It's not a matter of, okay, we're gonna do this now, and I just have to get the controls right. Like, no, you don't know when to start boosting. You don't know which angle you need to do that, because the problem is not Sonic. The problem is Tails. When you're, because you have to get a whole bunch of those rings, you have to get it in between the tether. Meaning that Tails has to be a certain place behind you for maximum effectiveness. Meaning that he can't be too close directly behind you when trying to do that, or else you won't get a lot of the rings to your side. It's just so horrible.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly specific.
I mean, it is to get supersonic, but I think that's a bit much. I mean, well, the thing is, it's still doable because you can retry at any point. The only reason I didn't get it'll just be a war of attrition at that point. It's like, the only reason why I didn't get it is because I forgot what number I needed at the end. I think it was 350.
Were those things in Sandhill?
The worms, well, the mech worms, no. The thing you see in Sandhill, I think are worms from Sonic. Yeah, they're worms from the desert stage of Sonic Lost World.
Right.
So yeah, these sandworms are just normal badnik sandworms. Though it makes little sense how, well, the thing is with Sonic Lost World takes place on a separate plane of existence? No, it's basically on its own little planet, if I were to give it any moniker. So I think it's implied to be its own thing, but they don't explain it at all. It's just there, and we assume that maybe some of the wildlife is native to there, because we don't see those sandworms in anything else. But I guess those sandworms appear whenever there's a massive desert now, because they're in Sandhill. Man, what were they thinking? Like, there's a difference between just like the whole kiddie but still not actually smart in any way writing that they put up for Sonic Lost World. And then there's literally not explaining the setting of the game. Like, how...
As some publishers really get too big for their britches.
Yeah, but how do you... Well, you just say that they're being big for their britches, but it's literally... There has to be some sort of awareness. You don't go to a place... You don't see like a floating planet that's all weird next to God or whatever. Tails says, "Whoa, that must be the lost hex," and that is literally the only information we get about this place whatsoever in the entire game. Maybe it's in some instruction manual that comes with the game if you buy it for the Wii U or 3DS or whatever. But it's just in game, there is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tails just says it like it's just something everybody knows. It's in the history books. You learned it in 4th grade, and technically, you know, from a logical standpoint, these kind of things actually would exist, but you can't write it like that. Just something that exists where, like, all the characters know about it because that's just a big part of the world. And so they don't need to be like, whoa, what's this? What's this? But you have to treat that, because we don't know about it, and we're the player. We're directly engaged here. You need to give us something. Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't even jump this side, because there are like 60 rings in a bunch, and I feel like if I jump, I'm going to miss at least some of them. Okay, let's see if... is that enough?
You're kind of getting a little blurry right now.
Oh, let me say that again. And by that again, I mean I forgot what I was already talking about.
6 years in a movie?
6 series in a... Nope, drawing complete blank here. But yeah, so this is the part I was talking about earlier in the last part.
This is stupid.
Yeah, where you basically have to tether it correctly, or you're only getting that amount of rings and none of the ring bonuses, and you need those ring bonuses. Unfortunately, if you're not fast enough, the rings will also disappear. So you can't be careful. Meaning that at certain points, like if you just go by, you're better off just boosting and hoping and like, whoops, I missed one. Well, not getting that. But luckily I got enough of rings. Here's the thing, if you do that second part perfectly, you practically don't have to worry about any of the other rings in the third part. But, well, at least with the bonuses, I'm sure you might need to get like at least 1 or 2. But I did well enough that that it was an issue. The thing is 500 and I got 511. But trust me, I edited out like probably 20 attempts, maybe more, out of doing that.
Yeah, so well, that's the hard work.
Yes, well, the problem with this now is that I've unlocked Supersonic in a crushing stage where I need to be careful. And where I need Tails to fly. Even though, you know, Supersonic can canonically just fly by himself. Also, Tails dies a lot here. But that should go without saying at this point.
Basically our playthrough.
Well, it was less dying and more well, yeah, you did die, but that wasn't just like a feature. You mostly just kept going while I was like, wait, no, stop, but we need to platform now, and you're just like, Pew! You just had to go fast.
Those were the days.
Oh, man. Oh, no. And this is the part where I was like, oh, yeah, you can't do the Super 69 attack in the air. And that proves to be my downfall. Okay, I thought it proved to be... Oh, looks pretty close, because the sand itself has rubber band AI.
This is a cool concept.
Except the problem is that the sand has rubber band AI. If it was just coming on a constant stream, I'd find that to be fair, but it's not.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was getting kind of too overly quick near the end.
And the boss of this stage is the worst. And the problem is that top path, you see that top path right there that I took? If you just go normally, it launches you over the checkpoint. So that's why I had to go so far back instead of right outside. It launches you over the checkpoint, and then by the time you know what's happening, you've already been shut into the place.
Yeah.
So of course, I think I'm mindful of that this time. I'm sure that because I noticed this top path, I'm actually skipping a lot of bullcrap on the bottom section. But yeah, I'm just stopping.
That's pretty much Sonic.
Yeah, but I'm stopping, and going, which is also pretty much Sonic more than we'd like to admit. Even though, as I said, in things like Sonic Adventure 2 and Generation... Okay, did that seem faster than it really should have that time? I think it did. But yeah, in Sonic, I'd say that playthroughs where people, oh, that's why, because apparently Tails can just break through those. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Generations with people who actually know what they're doing. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Of course, I'm talking about non-tool assisted. I don't really like watching tool assisted speedruns. It sort of takes the fun out of it. At least to me. Though I can't really... Oh, so that small amount of sand is enough to just push us back with tremendous force. Yeah, game, I see what you're saying.
We're now in a completely different, like, this is like a complete factory now.
Well, yeah, this is the processing part of the oil desert. Notice how you don't see a lot of the mining in the background as before. This part is processing.
Yeah.
I do remember that I saw, like, I don't remember when or how, because it's weird that I know this information, but I did once see, like, a detailed explanation of the processing of oil. And I'm not exactly sure how that came to be. See if this can happen. Are you kidding? That small sand going down is enough to resist the power of Friendship Super 69 attack. That's horrible. Like, I get you want to make... What the heck? Oh, this one weird power-up thing that they give you for some reason. Destroys all enemies and gives you rings based off the enemies you destroy. I don't know why it just happens to be there. But yeah, I was supersonic for a good 3 seconds.
Before the game took it from you?
Well, yes, because in order to get the thing with Tails... Oh, darn it, I needed those rings and... Whatever. In order to get the thing with Tails, they shut off supersonic automatically. Now, that's bad, but that also means you have a way to shut it off. So if you're going and your rings are just going down in a tedious section that requires timing, you could just activate the Tails copter, shut it off, and then save your rings. So it's actually not that bad, especially since you can turn right back into it afterwards. Nothing's really stopping you. The only thing is that since you're normal Sonic, whatever hazard is going to happen is going to affect you. Oh, come on! There's a lot of oh come ons in this stage, I find.
It's a nice try. All of the levels, well, I don't remember the first one, but there's decent transition between the beginning of the first level and the end of the second. Yeah,
well, forget all of that, because now we have to deal with the rest of the video, which is literally just this one boss.
But this is a long...
Behold! Something I call the Minister of Tedium, because there is just... I have no idea what they were thinking while designing this boss. I get that Sonic is not all about going all the time, every single moment, but this is just crap. Here's the thing. As you can clearly see, we just have to avoid the boxes coming down, and there will be different types of boxes later. And he opens the cockpit, and you have to hit him. But the window for the cockpit opening is actually shorter than you think. And this thing will go on ad infinitum if you don't hit the cockpit. And sometimes you could swear you hit it, like just then, and it doesn't work.
No, this game seems to like oversized bosses.
Okay, that thing was not supposed to go up that quickly. Whatever. But, well, not really. because this is only the second Eggman boss. Remember the other boss we had was Metal Sonic. There are 2 Metal Sonic bosses and 2 Eggman bosses, and they team up at the end.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't put this as the game seems to like something just yet. But you're just looking at all of this, and it's literally just like a waiting game with not much thing there, and I'm like, you saw me 3 times. I basically went up and hit the cockpit. Well, attempted to hit the cockpit, and it just was not registering. At that time, it only registered.
With Tetris.
Yeah, but this is Tetris where everything's a square block, and apparently
it's even easier.
Yes, but apparently it's glitching because none of the blocks are, phasing out. By the way, Tetris 99. I thought it was a stupid idea, but apparently it's amazing.
Yeah, I hear the same thing too. My analogy was going to be Tetris 99.
Thing is, I watched the SGB playthrough of it, and Elliot, like, after all the fun we make of him, of his incompetence with other things, it's weird how just like on his first go well, not on his first go as in he's never played the game before, but more like Tails, but more like with all this stuff he got like what, top 10 in Tetris, and just seeing him just work those blocks, it was inspirational.
This reminds me of Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, how?
Where there's a factory level, and
and our rings are gone, and we don't know where he's going to end up.
There's a giant robot in the background, except in that game you're building it.
Oh wow, thanks boss, I needed that in my life, because I knew you were going to come right there. That's exactly why I knew you would come right there.
Does it skip to, or do you have to start over from the beginning?
You have to start over from the very beginning.
I can't do this.
Well, I'm the one doing it, so whatever. The onus is on me to keep the commentary up, because I really should have edited this out knowing how tedious this was. Because there's a point where you do show something just to say, see, this is how tedious this is. And then after that, you stop. Like, right after showing that I had to start over from the very beginning. What I could have done either was fast forward up to the part that this was happening, that the last phase was happening, or do that thing where I just put that text thing, just lampshading the situation. Though sometimes
impact font.
Well, dependent. It depends. The font depends, because of course I don't want it to be super generic, but sometimes I just don't care. So the thing is, though, is that what I find when I'm using Vegas, it's weird, and maybe it's not something that happens now. Okay, well, maybe it's not something that that hasn't happened recently, but before, I could have sworn that the moment I tried to put text on something, like in its own little new video track, like the stuff would just take even longer to render, even though there was just literally, it's like maybe 3 seconds of text. I don't know if there's some glitch or whatever that I somehow managed to fix eventually, because apparently I do these things, but that was just super annoying. I still don't understand OBS, because sometimes I swear when I'm rendering stuff at 720, it can either take like the length of the video in a few minutes, or it can take double the length of the video. And for some reason, for a long while, more often than not, it was the second one. It ate up a lot of time and a lot of power off of the computer to have that constantly running, especially in the background. And after this computer has already gone through one major oops in my life, I kind of didn't want that to keep happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least it's, as I said, something must have happened because it's not so bad now. Unfortunately, I really don't understand how I have an i5 and the rendering time is still that long, because I'm hearing just like it's not that long for other people sometimes. It's just... Also, apparently the way to beat that was to use the super attack, which is why they put the television there.
What to do? What?
The Super 69 friendship attack on it. Even though it didn't have any like showing point, it didn't have any point where it showed Eggman's cockpit. But you're supposed to just ram into it with that and then jump into the cockpit once it goes down. Which is weird and stupid why they had... Wait, the last hit is a complete change in how this entire thing operates. And so much so that they had to put a monitor just so you know what to do. That's not good design.